He's gotta be so confused. Oh, he's one job. She gonna confide in him? She's him. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Lips Reaction channel. I'm Lips, and today we continue our House of the Dragon journey. We are watching House of the Dragon Season 1, Episode 4, and this episode is titled King of the Narrow Sea. Let's get into it. Thinking about your uncle, are we?
And though my seat may be lesser in size,
oh, people are vying for her heart. She does like her uncle.
is inspiring. So said Queen Alexandra herself.
Okay, but that dress is
She
so
honored my
fire.
father and I.
And tell me, Lord Dondarrion, did you think my great-grandmother is beautiful as they say?
That was unseemly, Princess.
The man is older than my father. It's unseemly for him to put himself forward as a contender for my hand.
Is why I can appreciate her. She reminds me a lot of Daenerys. Guess rather Daenerys would have reminded us a lot of her.
And now a child.
If chosen as your match, Princess, your day shall be easy and night safe, under my protection.
Protection? The princess has a dragon, you dumb
What? Rude.
Dragon!
Oh, even she's laughing. Oh.
craven.
Oh!
We're leaving.
I was about to say that poor little kid, but he...
I'd happily row myself back to King's Landing if I brought an end to this ridiculous pageant.
Oh, shit. Oh.
How do you think he would take it?
Do you speak of how you rejected every suitor his grace put before you, or how you abruptly ended the tour with 2 months remaining?
Both, probably.
Take cover!
Oh. She seems excited. His hair.
Add it to the chair.
Okay, I'm gonna need them to stop just cutting to her face and have the two of them talk.
You wear a crown. Do you also call yourself king?
Once we smash the triarchy, they name me King of the Narrow Sea.
Oh.
But I know that there is only one true king, Your Grace.
Okay, saved it. Thought he was coming for a fight. I mean, he
My crown
took the
and
knee.
Stepstones are yours.
Where is Lord Corlys?
He sailed home to Driftmark.
Who holds the Stepstones?
The tides.
No king ever holds the Stepstones long. That's what they say, right?
Rise.
That's sweet.
You were always Mother's favorite. You were.
Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you, Princess.
Tense.
I endured it as long as I could.
Have every young knight and lord in the 7 kingdoms fawning over you. What misery.
She's not motivated by love. Well,
It is rare for girls in this realm to get a choice between 2 suitors, no less 2 score.
yeah. At that point, is it even love?
They only want my name in my Valyrian blood for their offspring.
She does want them to fawn over her. That's the thing.
How romantic it must be to get imprisoned in a castle and me to squeeze out heirs.
Oh! Yikes. Oh, that would look so sad.
How angry is he? Frustrated. But I am glad you are home. I find I have few friends lately.
Oh.
All anyone sees when they look at me now is the Queen. I've missed you too.
Rebutting of a friendship. Oh, it's almost like right at the beginning, right? They're gonna be besties again. Daemon is back. That's a taunting. That's interesting that they speak, is it Valyrian to each other and not the common tongue.
So?
Oh, she's still wearing his necklace.
Only the comforts of home.
Is she the comfort of home?
My father seems content to sell me off to whichever lord has the biggest castle.
I dino de malo sud vedila merisa. Tinaxon toilet gausa
I'm sure
gamogan
that you
costas.
can do as you like.
Idino de mario sud vedila sagan costas. Abra sud vejitsus.
Her mom did tell her their battlefield is the birthing bed.
Una no hadarani apicago ni seitax. The bar
That is
seri
also true.
morcapotas. Encos vochos potilundaor.
Gleison e ohon zugose gleisa con coste de or. Viajahi habijosa.
I hate to say it, but Daemon is making a lot of sense right now.
My papa's glacial.
She doesn't want to live in fear, only solitude.
Such a lonely prospect.
I just feel like there is a lot to unpack there, like childbearing being the war, her mother dying. Women do lose a lot in this world. It's not, she doesn't get to sit in this power just because she gets married. It's not political for her, huh? Well, it is, but it's not.
Lord Corlys is said to have engaged in negotiations with the Sea Lord of Bravos. He plans to wed his daughter Rhaenyra to the Sea Lord's son.
Ooh.
If House Velaryon entered into an alliance with the Free Cities, we would have to seek our own marriage pact.
Oh. Uh-oh. And that all is going to be blamed on her. That's crazy. Her second baby was a girl.
Good night, Sir Kristen.
Sleep well, Princess.
Is she not alone? X marks the spot, huh? Holy shit. She is such a free spirit. Like the look in her eyes there was sparkly. Someone has left her clothes to sneak out and an escape route. But of course.
He called me boy.
How long has he been sneaking out like this?
And now we come to the matter of the great iron chair. And whose bum it might bear.
They're mocking.
A girl! His heir!
Oh. Is this what he brought her to see? People mocking her?
Loved by all of her people. But would she make a powerful queen? Or would she be feeble? For Egon...
Slander!
Oh.
But many of the small folk are like to believe that as a male, Aegon should be the heir.
This is what he wanted her to see.
But one night, I wish to be free of the burdens of my inheritance.
It's not what we're here for, I don't think. I think it's to understand the burdens of your inheritance.
And who might you be running from now?
It's the Hobbit.
Oh.
Princess.
Uh-oh.
You take care, boy. Next time you might not be so lucky.
Wow.
Enjoyed that, did you?
Who knows when our next taste freedom?
They're holding hands. It could be ever so innocent, right? But I don't know.
Pardon me, Your Grace. The king has requested your presence.
Oh. They sleep in separate rooms. Oh, Alicent. Also, he's got a lot of, like, open wounds on him. That does not look good. Okay, so you brought her to tell her that she's not as important in the eyes of the community because she's not a man. And now you've brought her to a brothel. Care to explain yourself, Daemon? And also, you took her hat off, so now everyone will know it's Rhaenyra.
What is this place?
It's where people come to take what they want.
People come to take what they want.
Fucking is a pleasure, you see. For the woman as it is the man.
Oh, my thoughts were true. Oh, shit. Not a pleasure for Alicent, though.
A marriage is a duty.
Marriage is a duty, fucking is pleasure. Is he telling her, get married, fuck me? Oh, no. The duality of Alicent being married and not enjoying the sex and what I imagine to be Rhaenyra. Oh, yep. Been pleased, desiring, yearning. Oh, he pulled back. Hello? Is it just teasing or are you trying to... Whoa.
Daemon?
Wait, I'm sad for her. Why did he do that and then walk away? Uh-oh. I saw the queen-to-be come out of a whorehouse. No one will believe him. He's gotta be so confused. Oh, he's one job.
Princess, are you hurt?
Oh. Is she gonna confide in him?
My honor.
She's gonna tease him. Fucking his pleasure. I think she also has a crush on this guy, does she not? Oh, bold. I think she'll allow herself to be denied twice in one night. That's a tricky situation for him. Because I feel their chemistry. But his job, his duty, his honor. Oh. Also, can he really say no? Like, there's a power dynamic here, right? If he denies her what she wants. Okay, no, that was all I needed to see, that he actually wanted to be here. He's still hesitating, though. That little smile was so sweet.
Apologies for the late hour, my lord.
What is it?
A messenger brings word from the White Worm.
The kid. Oh no, they're gonna get caught. What? Where the hell is Daemon? Oh, that's right.
Am I your prisoner?
Oh!
That was once yours.
Oh!
I'm your protector. Lucky for you.
I didn't need protection from a common hall.
I'm not so common.
Wow.
I've left that life behind. I learned that the skin trade could only take me so far in this life.
What do you do instead?
Stay idle.
Ooh, that kid was working for her? She a master of secrets? Little birds? What is he gonna do with that information now? He seems really, like, torn up about it. Stressed.
The princess was spied last evening. Beyond the walls of the keep. In a pleasure house.
What of it?
I thought no one would believe that kid.
Uncle. they were engaged in behaviors unbecoming of a maiden.
Yikes. Oh, yikes.
Of a princess.
Of a queen.
What behaviors?
Well, the only person who can tear down a Targaryen is a Targaryen, so should
You enter my bedchamber, accusing my daughter of something. Now speak it. Plainly.
He doesn't really fuck around.
Daemon and Rhaenyra were seen together. In the bowels of a pleasure den. Coupling.
Alicent is listening?
You have been lied to.
I only wish that were true, Your Grace.
How does he know it to be true? Why would he fully believe it?
As your hand, I must maintain trusted sources of information, and this one as yet has never led me astray.
You're so sick with ambition that you would have my daughter stalked, spied upon.
This did not go in his favor.
Your designs are obvious.
This is going to throw a wedge
Do you wish to have
between
your
them?
blood on the Iron Throne so badly that you are willing to destroy mine own?
He does wish that. Like, Viserys isn't fully wrong, but obviously it's true.
Your Grace.
Yikes. Okay. Now it makes sense. I feel like he knew that was the response he was going to get. But, okay. I don't know if I'm reaching here, but like, he was married to his own... Oh. Hello, Alicent. Viserys was married to his own sibling, or relative, right? Because they both had the same stark white hair, and I just feel like there's no shot that wasn't a relative of his.
Princess.
Nope. He does not seem so excited. Nervous.
Princess, I have a message from the Queen.
Oh. Oh, fuck. So now he knows that she was... Oh, wait, no. Okay. Alicent just wants to meet. I was like, shit, does he now know? She's not wearing the necklace from her uncle.
What happened last night? My father has made some worrying allegations about you.
Okay, well, you don't have to throw your father under the bus.
Your father accused me of something. Was I drank wine, left the castle after dark?
That you fucked Daemon in a pleasure house.
Uh-oh.
This is a vile accusation.
Is it? You Targaryens do have queer customs.
Oh! Biting words between these friends again.
You cannot believe such gossip.
My father is no gossip.
Well, certainly he's been misled. He could not have witnessed such a thing.
Why not?
Because it did not happen.
He was...
Well, to be fair, they did not have sex.
Who made these claims to your father? I am the princess. To question my virtue is an act of treason.
Oh, really? Oh, fuck.
Do you not know specifically?
What your father did not tell you.
He reported it to the king. I overheard.
Wait, is that gonna get Alicent's dad killed?
So you are accusing me of slanders? You overheard?
I only want to help you, Rhaenyra.
I do think that to be true. Alicent does seem, well, no, I think she seems to
We drank in a tavern.
really miss her friendship.
It was getting late, and I asked to go home. But Daemon wished to continue.
No, she is gonna blame it on Daemon.
And then Daemon sank into his cups and abandoned me for some whore.
I thought she was gonna accuse him of something else.
So you did not...
Must I truly refute that? Daemon never touched me.
Oh!
I swear this to you, upon the memory of my mother.
Wow, on your mother?
It was foolish of you to place yourself in a position where your virtue could even come into question.
Oh. Damn.
Kings strive to find you a good match, and so have I. If that lord were to think that you were being sullied, it ruin everything. I regret it.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't regret a thing. Well, no, she might regret Daemon but not because she regrets it, because he denied her in the end.
The king demands an audience, my friend.
Take your fucking hands off me.
Will Daemon's story match up? Yikes. This is a pizza with yikes-a-roni on it. Damn. Really? I mean, damn. How easily they treat Daemon like trash.
My daughter. Won't you even deny it?
Oh.
You defiled her.
Oh, wow.
Better if first experience be with me than some whore.
Well, he just fucked everything up for her. Yep.
What lord will wed her now in this condition?
You are the dragon. Your word is truth.
I have spent a lifetime defending you. But your heart is even blacker than I thought. I should disinherit her. As I already did you. Be done with it.
Disinherit Rhaenyra? Wed her to me.
When I offered up my crown, you said I could have anything. I want Rhaenyra. I take her as she is and wed her in the tradition of our house.
Wow.
You're already wed.
That didn't stop Aegon the Conqueror from taking a second wife.
You are no conqueror. You are a plague. It's not my daughter you lust for, is it? It's my throne.
It's both, I think, but throne above, I think.
Strive to restore whatever scrap of honor remains in you. Or don't. Matters not to me.
It is nice that Daddy Viserys is going to protect Rhaenyra here. Well, is he protecting Rhaenyra or is he protecting the throne? His name. Yeah, he is really hungover. Just roll over on that and fall asleep. It's crazy.
It is not in Rhaenyra's nature to be deceitful. I cannot say the same for your brother.
Ooh.
How often does he speak the pure truth?
How does confessing
That
to
is
such
true.
things serve him?
By reducing you.
Whatever
Rhaenyra will
transpired,
get
Rhaenyra
away.
is not innocent.
Oh. I thought Rhaenyra was about to get off scot-free.
She swore to me that she remains a maiden. And I believe her.
Poor Alicent. It's interesting. Viserys is not disillusioned to who Daemon and Rhaenyra could be, but I don't know. I never felt this tension between Rhaenyra and Viserys before. It feels like out of left field that he would just believe such things so quickly.
That dagger once belonged to Aegon the Conqueror. Before Aegon's death, the last of the Valyrian pyromancers hid his song in the steel.
Wow, that's cool.
From my blood come the prince that was promised.
The prince.
And his will be the song of ice and fire.
Responsibility I have handed to you. The burden of this knowledge. It is larger than the throne. It is larger than you. And your desires.
Ooh, ooh. Desires cut more than that.
You've yet to ask me for the truth of what happened.
The truth does not matter, Rhaenyra. Only perception.
Ooh, that's what matters most to him.
Were I born a man, I could bear too much if I wanted. I could father a dozen bastards, and no one in your court would blink an eye.
You're right. But you were born a woman.
And she bears that weight.
But it is mine to hold the realm together, not sow it with further division.
And he doesn't want to be embarrassed.
Your courtship is at an end. You will wed Selena Valarian.
Ooh, yikes. She really got herself put in a corner.
So I can be a remedy for your political headaches.
You are my political headache.
Oh, yikes.
With the combined strength of our shared dragons and naval fleets, no one would dare to stand against us.
And what will you do about the vulture who perches upon your throne?
What vulture?
Daemon?
Your hand.
Oh.
Otto Hightower has served 2 kings loyally and faithfully.
He wants Aegon to be named heir. And he will stop at nothing to see it done.
Wow.
Including spying on me to bring about my ruin.
Wow. It just sucks because, like, the truth is he does want his heir to be on the throne, right? But she did do it.
It calls for an audience with me. Every man on my small council and all councils past has been self-interested.
So it's a shame we can't have this conversation under different circumstances.
I will do my duty as heir and with Selena. But you must first do yours as king.
She's saying get rid of him. Yikes.
My father was a hale and healthy warrior and dragon rider. Jaehaerys named a great royal hunt to celebrate him being named the Hand of the King. 5 days later, my father lay dead. Balon the Brave, rider of Vhagar, heir to the Iron Throne.
Point of this story.
It was a grim day.
It was a good day for you.
Uh-oh.
Jaehaerys named you Hand in Balon's stead.
Yikes.
That's hardly how I viewed it, Your Grace.
You accusing him of something?
Just 5 days. You went from being another man in Jaehaerys' court to the second most powerful man in the realm. How long did it take you to choose yourself over your king?
Whoa.
I will never recover from Emma's death. But Alicent, she took me through the worst of my grief.
Oh.
It was a calculated distraction.
Ooh. Called him out on that.
The Queen loves you. As I know you love her.
Your interests no longer align with those of the realm.
Yikes.
The crown and the realm both owe you a debt that can never be repaid. But I can no longer trust your judgment.
Let us stick to my tummy.
I hope you can forgive the late hour, Princess.
What is that?
If not brewed properly, it can either prove ineffective or else bear unpleasant.
Brew properly.
So, I'm sorry, is that like the morning after pill?
From the king. It will rid you of any unwanted consequences.
Wow. It's kind of an act of love. I guess, but if she has a baby, that baby ain't coming out with that white hair. I think that's my favorite episode so far. Partially, there's this element of like, so I find House of the Dragon to be a little more nuanced than Game of Thrones. Now, when I'm rewatching Game of Thrones right now, I'm seeing a little of I'm seeing a lot of nuance and cuts to faces and symbolism and outfits and in scenery and stuff that they choose to show us. But I find House of the Dragon to have a lot more subtlety and nuance to conveying emotions. And the actress who plays Rhaenyra has a very subtle face in those moments. And I think something that made this episode like hit a little more for me, not that the others didn't, but something that I'm like, yes, I think I'm finally like, I finally feel like I'm here, is because the nuances and the subtlety were making me kind of lose my mind because I wasn't sure if I was picking up on them correctly. And for a show like this, and for reaction's sake, like missing entire emotions because I don't understand what the cuts to the faces really mean, was making me feel like I was gonna fail at this entire show. So the fact that I picked up on Rhaenyra and Daemon, whatever the heck is going on there, the fact that I picked up on that in episode 1 is making me feel like a little more calm and a little less on edge. Because I was like, maybe I am totally wrong. Which is fine. It's fine to be wrong. But I think that the nuances were the unknowns were making it hard to fully connect to certain characters and storylines and fully understand the characters, because I was like, well, what if I'm completely wrong? What if all these nuances that I think I've picked up on, or I'm picking up on them the wrong way, and now I've completely gone 10 steps and 10 entire storylines down the road this way, and really, plot twist, the first gut instinct I had was so wrong that it's like all the way on the other side of the universe. So I'm glad to know that I at least was correct about that. This, I do also feel like we're in this crescendo right now, where like now we've got this foundation and now things are starting to turn, and we saw, in my opinion, potentially a different side of Rhaenyra today. And also we started by seeing a little bit of a different side of Daemon. Like he didn't seem to bite back as much with Viserys. And that was kind of interesting. Of course, though, I think Daemon is this mastermind of selfishness, perhaps. I do wonder, was Daemon up for the seat as well? Obviously, I assume he's the younger brother of Viserys. But I wonder if all along Daemon had wanted that seat, and maybe that might be a tangent that I already actually have the answer to, but in this moment I'm just forgotten for a second. But yeah, I think Daemon is still trying to play 4D chess, and Viserys has a lot going on. The fact that he picked up on Alicent being a pawn in the hand's game or intentions is not something I saw coming. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really giving Viserys a lot of credit. I think we haven't really had to see him step into many situations where he's proven to us that he had a lot of strategy, or that I don't want to tear him down completely, because so far I've liked his character. Now this episode is an interesting peek into his motivations. But I think I spoke about it a little bit at the end of last episode, in that we haven't really seen him make any choices that put him in a place of tension. He kind of steps back from war. He kind of like turns the other way when conflict arises, if it's not within his own kingdom, right? Even with his own brother, when Daemon made the decision as forgive me for getting like titles of things wrong, but as like the gold coats and whatnot, when he made the decision to go down and like kill a bunch of people, right, in the first episode, even then, I said the first or second episode, even then, Viserys, I felt like kind of chose a weak stance there. Like he didn't want to rock the boat too much one way or the other. I do think we're getting to a point where there's a lot of this episode, there were decisions made that I think will be big turning points for the rest of the season and for the rest of the characters. Obviously, the Hand, as we know him, is no longer the Hand. Who will then step in as Hand? I think that seeing who goes into that position will be interesting. Viserys chose to keep his daughter close to him. He's not disillusioned by who Rhaenyra is. I kind of thought he would blindly believe her. But of course, Daemon didn't even try to fight the truth. And I think if, you know, Viserys sending the tea to Rhaenyra shows us that he fully knows that she had sex. It's very interesting because I think if we break down Rhaenyra, now I think we could also presume that she did fancy her guard, her knight. I do feel that was fairly obvious, but also I think, you know, very obvious as well that she had this feeling or this admiration or this appreciation of her uncle. So when he denied her, and now I'm projecting here 100%, when he denied her, I can only put thoughts on her that I can understand. And what I would believe to be what happened there is that she was denied by someone that she liked. And it hurt her. Not only did he deny her, but he then walked away from her and abandoned her. Right? And for all intents and purposes, a very vulnerable state. I mean, I think her pants were still down, or her shirt was unbuttoned, or she was in a vulnerable state and in a vulnerable place. So she then had to get home, and she didn't hide who she was when she went home. Walked right in, and I thought maybe she would confide in her guard. I didn't know she would go all the way home with him. And I would like to, you know, sometimes I would like subtitles for her thoughts, because there was that last look, the last shot of her face before we left them to finish the deed. Well, so we'd already seen a decent bit of it, right? That last look, and it seemed kind of, it didn't seem empty, it seemed calculated, I think. Which I will say, I do think Rhaenyra is very calculated. I fully understand where a lot of her fire comes from, or her like fight, her fight and her bite backs at things, because she's very right. If she were born a man, none of this would matter. If she were born a man, then getting married wouldn't have the pressure on it that it does currently. Because even though she's been named as the heir, she will still fully be expected to bear children. And it did, until she said it, it did kind of go over my head. Or not go over my head, but I just didn't put as much importance on it as I should have. That her mother's struggles with childbirth, obviously having multiple births that did not bear, I don't know the correct way to say this. Were they multiple stillbirths or multiple miscarriages, and potentially both, right? To lose multiple children in the birthing stage and in the early days is so sad. And obviously her mom's life was lost during birth. So Rhaenyra has no love towards that. There's no magic in it. There's no whimsy. And her own mother described it as it being their battlefield, the birthing bed being their battlefield. And her mother did, like, you know, even right up until the end, or I should say right up until that last moment when Viserys chose to attempt to save the child, she believed in it. She seemed like she was a willing participant in it to an extent. Now, she did say that would be her last, like that she couldn't do it again. She couldn't do it again. She couldn't try again. And I think when I reflect back on that now too, it's tough, right? Because when you're given the decision of no one lives or one person lives, obviously you want to try to save one person. So I don't disagree I think it was very complicated in the moment. I had a very complicated kind of like word salad of thoughts after episode 1. But I don't think anything negative about Viserys for choosing the child over his wife, because when presented with no one lives or one person lives, that's a really difficult decision. What I think makes me uneasy and made me kind of side-eye him was the fact that he just didn't communicate it. He didn't try to have this conversation. He didn't try to lovingly, affectionately explain anything. He sat there and held his wife's hand, but for all intents of emotional purposes, on that decision, he abandoned her. And that's why it's really complicated, because there's so many things in this story so far that are understandable. Like, I fully understand a lot of where Rhaenyra is feeling angry or frustrated. We'll be very interested to see how the decisions made in today's episode will affect the others. We're very interested to see where Daemon goes from here. Obviously, Viserys is very sick. In a very, like, disgusting manner. And I'm not going to Google it because I fear it'll spoil it, right? I fear it's probably very, like, for people who are aware of what diseases that, like, what kind of disease he could have. I feel like it's got, like, a disease, right? Or an infection, or I don't know. He's got something, right? And it's pretty gross. When we saw that image of him over Alicent, his back is very disgusting. And I don't mean that. It's a little stomach churning. And obviously, like, it's not his fault. He's aware of it. He's doing his best. I imagine that there's not much there's not medicine around it. There's not studies around it. I do wonder if that's something that could kind of start to, if there's like an infection in there that could start to make him lose his mind a little bit. Definitely things that I'm wondering, and I don't know if we'll ever get an answer, or when I share this, if it will be shared with me, but by then it will be. By then I think I'll have seen the full first season, unless someone in Patreon wants to tell me, and without spoiling it, if it's like not a big spoiler to tell me what's going on there. Feel free to let me know, because I do like to have these conversations. I was having a conversation with someone the other day about how I feel about Rhaenyra and how I feel about Daemon and whatnot. So that's a lot of word salad. I think there was some substance in there of thoughts. I hope you were able to keep up and resonate. I think, again, this show is a lot more nuanced and a lot more subtle, I think, at this moment. So I'm gonna trust myself. This episode is telling me to trust myself a little bit more, that I'm picking up on the subtleties and the nuances. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's okay to be wrong. I'll see you in episode 5. But until then, I'll see you in Patreon for full-length reactions, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye, guys!